I'm Amy at Wise Monkey Quilting in Denison, Iowa, and you can find me here almost every Friday morning at 8 o'clock, where we're going to sew together a cute project, whether you want to make it for yourself or somebody else. And hopefully I'm a little bit of inspiration for you guys to sew on something for yourself. So today we are doing, it's the Hunter's Star Table Runner. That's what it looks like. Isn't that pretty? Even though today is Valentine's Day, we're kind of skipping ahead to St. Patty's Day. And we're going to be showing you how to put together this really cute table runner. And I have 3 colorways that you can do it. So is there anyone joining us this morning?
We do have several here.
Good.
Let me get scrolled back up to the top. Hi, Lois, Maggie, Jane, Ilma, Lori, Triss, Stacy, Carol, Georgina, Emily. She says, happy love holiday. Hi, Lois.
Yes.
Sherry, she said, cold in California.
Oh,
Hi,
well, it's cold everywhere, I think.
Sandra and Catherine, Stacy, and yes, happy Valentine's Day to each and every one of you. Several of you have that comment, so yes. Roxanne, Kathy and Deb, Triss, Kelly, Gladys, Debbie, Karen,
Hopefully you
Janice
guys are
and
having
Jerry.
a great Friday morning.
Hi, Pat from Sturtevant, Wisconsin.
Hello.
Hi, Barb, Carol, Carla, Martha, Steve, our greeter.
Hello.
Says good morning to everyone. Susan, Georgina, Debbie down in cold Oklahoma. Mary Ann's checking in from Midtown Omaha.
Midtown Omaha.
I think I'm right by saying that.
Okay.
Hi, Dixie. Elaine is checking in. Peg. Victor, good morning. Cindy,
Good
Bev,
morning.
Crystal, April. April says happy Valentine's Day to everyone. And we got a lot going on today, April, so we probably didn't need the whole countdown today
okay.
anyway.
We can see it.
Yes. Phyllis, well, no, she didn't do it. So,
okay.
So I'm saying it's okay if she doesn't.
Yeah.
Phyllis, Sharon, checking in from Orlando. Kathy is checking in also. Carol, she goes, those colors are perfect. Hi, Cindy.
Aren't they?
Brenda.
These are my colors.
Deborah, Linda, Tammy. Let's see here. Colleen is checking in along with Linda. Sherry. Marianne says she needs her skates to slide down the hill. So
yeah, and I think it's kind of gonna get worse this weekend. So it's a great weekend, no matter, I think, for 3/4 of the country, just to stay inside and sew this weekend. Work on a fun new project or something that makes you feel all warm and fuzzy, since it is Valentine's Day weekend.
Susan says, are we going to do the flower star sampler?
Yes. So I haven't actually put it out there yet, but on our Wednesday morning sew along, we're working on the Oh So Happy right now, because we're waiting for Shelley Kavanaugh, I'm not sure how she pronounces her name. When her new book comes out the end of March, we're going to switch over to that book. Yes.
All right, thank you, Triss. She's letting me know there's no bubble.
Oh.
So we'll do a little clicking around here. So, but yeah, Brenda, there was chocolates on the counter, but I don't think they made it to work this morning, did they?
No.
No?
Why would I bring them to work? I'm not sharing my chocolates.
Susan is wondering, will the books be spiral bound?
They will not be. They'll be just like the ones that we just had. So if you want yours to be spiral bound, you can go to your local Staples or office supply store, where they can cut that edging off and make it spiral bound for you.
All right.
All right, so here's what we're doing. Isn't it pretty? These are my colors. Anything that has green and purple, I love it. So I thought, why not? And this has actually some Celtic stuff for St. Patty's Day. So it's a great one to get ready for the season. It is from the Cut Loose patterns. We do these a lot. So I like these patterns because they have the holes on the side. Go to the dollar store, get you a 3-ring binder, and you can put all of your patterns in one spot so you know where they are, and then you can take them out for reference. So on this, it shows you all of your steps to make your table runner. It gives you what you need for fabric instructions. If you really like it, keep going. You could make a whole quilt like this if you really like this. So if you are new to us and this is your first time watching, all you have to do is, if you're watching on Facebook, is type register in your comment. Then follow your prompts. If you see something you like this, you're just going to type sold space 100 in your comment, and then that puts that item in your cart. It's $3.99 for the Cut Loose pattern, and we do several of these throughout the year. And then if you are on our app, you can download our free app on your phone or tablet, and then you can just hit the buy button.
If you put your hand in front of some of those directions, down lower, and then I'm going to zoom in on the picture a little bit.
Oh.
I don't want to zoom in where you can see
like
everything.
That?
Yes. So that way they can see a good picture in the colorway that they chose.
Yeah.
So, all right.
They did theirs in red, white, and blue.
Yep.
You can do it in whatever color you want. Basically, if you have 2 colors and a background color, you've got what you need to do it. So that's the pattern, $3.99.
Sold 100.
Sold 100.
And today, $5 flat rate shipping, $25 or more, and it's free.
Yeah. Then Creative Grids has came out with a new Hunter's Star trim tool. This is a great tool to make these stars. It's really a little magical tool, and I will show you how it works. What is also nice about it, and let me get out mine, that is out of the packaging. So when you get yours right out of the packaging, it has instructions right on your tool on how to use it to make your block. It also has instructions right on it itself. So it tells you right here how to cut, what your fabric size is to cut for a 6 or 12 inch block, a 7 or 14 inch block, or an 8 or 16 inch block. So it tells you right on here. It shows you what the block is going to look like when you're done. And then I was going to show you this. They have a QR code. So I don't know if all of you know how to do the QR code, but if you see these QR codes, all you have to do is take your phone like you're going to take a picture, hover over it, and it has a little box that comes up that you click on. Whoops, I got to get into my phone. So once you click on that, you are right to where it shows you the trim tool. And you can watch a video anytime you want on how to use the tool. So it is a great component to any of Creative Grid's tools where it is right at your fingertips on how to use it.
Now I will point out on the screen it says Quilter's 2.5 inch strip.
Yeah, I don't know why it says that. I copied and pasted it, but it is at the Hunter's Star trim tool. So that's what it is. It's $33.99. Because it's Creative Grids, it has that non-slip backing that's put on your ruler. And I'm going to show you exactly how to use this. So it's sold 101 for $33.99. the Hunter Star trim tool. Then I said last night on happy hour I was going to give you some different fabric ideas. So this is the one that I did. I'm calling it purple. So you get background, you get this purple kind of Irish, you get a really pretty lime green, and then this outside one with the dots is your binding. So you get everything you need to make the front of your table runner and your binding. So this is this is $23.99, sold $102 purple. So this is purple, but I have a couple other colorways. The one we're putting together this morning has a white on white for your background, a really pretty blue. This is going to be your border and part of your star. A green blue polka dot, which is your inner border, another part of your star, and then another blue with the Celtic on it for your binding. So this one is sold $102 blue. Then I found one more, which I thought was really great. Spring's coming up. You could use it all spring. So this one's green. It's a white on white background. I have this green batik with the butterflies and the flowers. It's kind of a green yellow, which is going to be your outside border and part of your block. And then a really pretty yellow that kind of makes that in the yellow in your green pop. So the yellow is going to be your inner border and part of your block. And then a turquoise green butterfly print for your binding. So this one is sold $102 green. So just a couple color options for you.
And they are batiks.
Yes. The only thing that's not a batik, the yellow is not, and the white on whites are not. But, you know, you can...
So on that one, it has two that aren't. The other ones, it's just the background.
Just the white is a white on white. But this one that I did, it's all batik. So this is batik as well.
Okay. Yes, Susan, yeah, and we just went through that with the batiks on what's in each kit.
Mm-hmm.
And once Amy gets started here, Emily, we are not able to put the name on the template.
No.
So
we do not make this one. This one comes already done in your plastic, ready to go for you, so there's no names that go on these.
And I will kind of go through things here and say hi to some other people as Amy goes along this morning, but and we have one more item.
One more. So I'm going to show you this morning, as I'm putting this block together, a little trick that I have found. But my trick is you need to have a mat beside you that has the lines on it. Well, we've had this on before, but Quilter Select has a 14 by 14 pink mat. It's pink on both sides, so it's double-sided. It's a limited edition, so they're not going to be around for very much longer. And some of the proceeds on purchasing the mat goes towards breast cancer research. So we thought, being at Valentine's Day in the pink, we're offering the 14 by 14 Quilter Select mat in pink this morning for $23.99, and it sold $103. To do my little trick, I'll show you. You do need a mat with the lines on it, and I will show you how that works this morning. So we thought we'd bring this along too. It's a really nice size mat to have next to your sewing machine, and it's nice size if you're going to be retreating or going to class, that it can fit in a bag and you can take along with you.
Yes, Brenda, we can ship that mat. We
Yes.
have packaging that's large enough. So.
Yep.
And Susan's one. Did you say the size on the?
Oh, table runner?
Yes.
The size on the table runner is 19.5 by 43.5 when you get it all done.
All right. As Amy gets started here, I'm going to go back and see if there's, if I know I missed some people that were checking in and saying hi, but I certainly want to say hi to everyone that I don't want to miss anybody, but I certainly don't want to miss any questions. So
yes,
if I haven't or got to your question here shortly, please ask it again, because I don't want to.
He's not ignoring you. He just didn't see it the first time.
Deb says Amy doesn't share well with chocolate. That is true.
They're right on our table in our classroom area. There are peanut butter cookies. There are in Randy's office on his desk. There's some caramel cookies. All you have to do is kind of ask for them. So yeah, we're always sharing, but Valentine's chocolates are different.
Hi, Brenda. No, you can go on.
Okay. So I've already cut the different sizes that I need. So basically you have background and you have 2 colors. So I have pre-cut my strips, and the first thing that we do on our ruler, if you notice on the ruler, the top part of it has, it's kind of dome shape, looks like a house maybe. So we're going to cut our first components. The trick is with this one, and I'm using batik, so it doesn't matter. There is no right or wrong side that you can really see. But on the white on white on this one, you want to make sure that you're going to do these in pairs. So I'm going to take 2 pieces, and I'm going to make sure that my right side of my white on white are facing each other. So I'm going to do right sides together. And I'm going to do 2 at a time, and I'm going to lay that down on my mat. Then I take my ruler, and because you can do anywhere from a 6-inch to a 16-inch block on this, there are different markings. So I find the marking that goes with, these happen to be 12-inch blocks. So I'm going to find the marking, which is the A marking on this. And I'm gonna, Randy is smiling, so somebody must have had a good.
Well, Maggie says Amy needs to have one of her cacao friends bring some of her chocolate, her some chocolates from Aldi. They have very good chocolate and reasonably priced. So.
Yes, I should, shouldn't I? Do I have any of my cacao friends watching? All right, so I'm laying that on there. There is a line for my A because I'm making a 12-inch block, and I'm lining up the bottom of my piece of fabric with the line on the A. Then there is another little line that goes up on the side. So you have this little bit of a triangle hanging over, and we're going to cut that off. And then I'm going to throw that piece away. So we're going to do 2 at a time. We are making 1 block, making sure that my right sides on my white on white are together. So if you were doing any kind of a fabric, you would do 2 at a time, making sure your right sides are together. I'm going to line it up again on the A line. It gives you a couple ways to line it up. And then I'm going to cut off that extra. Right sides together. Even though it has that like non-skid on the back, you can still move it around pretty good. And 1 more. I like how the Creative Grids rulers are so mapped out. There's so many lines to follow, so it really does make it foolproof for you. All right, so I've done my little triangles off my edges. So I'm going to do the same thing with my one color, and it does explain this to you in the pattern. Because it's batik, there's really no right or wrong. So I am just doing 2 together. And because it's batik, I might as well just do 4, because it really doesn't matter what's right or what's wrong. So I'm lining 4 of them up. Now I'm going to put it on that same line, on the same A line. And cut that triangle off. Then I'm going to do it with my other 4. We're just going to make sure they're lined up really nice together.
Good morning, Deanna, Debbie. And I know there was a lot of names that I have missed this morning. I apologize, but they are all in with people purchasing, and it's
confusing.
It does get confusing. So if I missed a name, it was not on purpose. I apologize, because we love each and every one of you. So
absolutely. All right, so with my one background, I've cut that edge off. And with one of the colors, I've cut that edge off. So those are done. Now I have some other ones that are background in the other color. And this one, you don't have to worry about putting right sides together. So I can cut all 4 at the same time, which is what you need to make one block. Now on this one, we're actually going to cut off both corners. And we're going to do it the exact same way. I'm lining it up on my A line, making sure my A comes across the bottom, and then there's a little line here on the edge. I'm going to cut off that triangle. But now I'm going to scoot my ruler over to the other side, and same way, I'm going to line up that same A line with the A line that's over here on this side. And now I can cut off the other side. So we end up with a piece that looks like this. And we're going to do the same thing with our other color. So I'm going to put all 4 together. Now, you don't have to do all 4 together. If you want to do just 2, or you can do that, whatever you feel comfortable with. And make sure if you're going to do 4, you have a nice new blade. That makes it easier to cut through. So I'm going to line up the A side on this side. And then I'm just going to move this over and line it up on the other side. And there we have those. All right, so that's our first steps on using our template to cut off our edges. So first, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take my background piece where I cut off both sides. I'm going to lay that right side up. And what we're going to do is take our pieces that, I better double check to make sure which pieces I'm going to, yep, I'm good. Because these two go together, so you have a background and a blue, and a background and a color. So it's kind of foolproof because you're not putting background with background. So I'm going to take one of my pieces where I cut off the one corner, and when you line that up on one edge, the way I cut it, they fit perfectly on there, so you can see exactly where it goes. And I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam right across there. All right, so I'm just going to sew my 1/4 inch seam. And we're going to do this to all 4. So you can chain piece these. So I'm going to grab my other one, Make sure it's right side up.
Bev gave you a cacao. Let's see. Well, there's more. Alicia has also, and
ooh, so
we have some Aldi
excellent
followers out here this morning.
Excellent.
I'm gonna try to sort through to see if I can see anybody that has said hi that I missed, but some of those have purchased, and that was their deal. Hi, Roxanne. And Barbara's checking in from Florida. So
I am just laying those pieces on here, and then I am just chain piecing all four.
Brenda must have got some of the caramel twin bings and said they were so good.
They are good.
And we just got another shipment in yesterday.
We did.
We're
fully stocked again.
We are.
All right. So we'll just cut these apart. So I have sewn this piece onto my background, and see how it fit just perfect, so you know right where to sew. And I've done that with all four. So now I'm just going to do it again on the other side. So I'm going to take the piece that we've already cut, and I'm going to line it up on the other side. And see how that just lines up so nice? So you know exactly where to sew it. And I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch now down the other one, so we have 4 pieces that look just like this.
Sandra says that angle cut is just like the AccuQuilt dies.
It is. It is. So AccuQuilt does have a Hunter Star die, but this cuts it exactly like that. So if you don't have AccuQuilt or you don't have that die, this is a quick and easy way to do the Hunter Star.
Happy Valentine's Day to you also, Julie. And one and all, Teresa's checking in. Good morning, Teresa. Margot loves your headband.
Oh, thanks. No, put a little love in the air today.
I will remind everybody that is in the area that today is the start of our For the Love of Quilting Shop Hop. So we have 8 stores in western Iowa and eastern Nebraska that are participating in this. It goes from today, it starts today and goes through next Saturday, the 22nd of February. So you can go to each store. With a purchase, you'll get a free Villa Rosa pattern. Mm-hmm. And you, once you have made it to all 8 stores, you can register for, there's 3 grand prizes. Also, I know here we are giving away a prize for all of those that come here and get their passport stamped here. So
we're giving away a prize as well that you can register for when you come here shopping.
So please take advantage of that. It's a great group of stores. I'm just going to go down the list.
Okay, just a second.
Amy gets ready again.
Let me get going on the next step. All right, so I have all 4 of these done, where you have your background piece with the piece sewn on. So I'm just going to set those aside for the moment, and I'm going to do the same thing. Here is a colored piece where we cut both sides. And then we have our background pieces. Now this is with these, we made sure these were right sides together. So when you put them on, you have one that goes this way and one that goes this way. So your right sides are always next to your color. So I'm going to do the exact same thing, and I'm going to sew the one side on all 4. And then Randy can go through the other stores with you.
Good morning, Bonnie. She had to go to physical therapy this morning, so Linda's checking in. Bernie, Bonnie says love is in the air, be careful, don't breathe. Okay. So, and the stores that are participating in the For the Love of Quilting Shop Hop, Nebraska Quilt Company out of Fremont, Nebraska, Heart and Hand Dry Goods, Sioux City, Iowa, Creative Notions in West Point, Nebraska, the Quilt Shop in Wakefield, Nebraska, Acme Fabric and Quilt Company in Blair, Nebraska, the Better Quilt Incorporated in Ashland, Nebraska, Annie's Quilting Bee down in Harlan, Iowa, and then us, Wise Monkey Quilting, right here in Denison, Iowa. And it's kind of a nice map that they have. It's something that you could do fairly easily in a couple of days. So please take advantage. Pick and choose your days in between the weather, and we would love to see you if you're out and about.
Yeah.
But I think here in western Iowa today might not be too bad.
It's supposed to be a little windy, I think. But hey, the wind always blows in Iowa.
Emily is wondering if anybody received carrots for a gift today.
Not I. All right, so I'm going to cut these apart. So I had my blue piece, and then I'm sewing that one side on. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to take my other one, and I'm going to sew it exact same way. And because we put them right sides together when we cut them, we have one that goes this way and one that goes that way, so you always have right sides towards your blue. It's genius, actually. So we'll get these sewn on, and then we'll go on to our next step.
We'll let everybody know the fabric bundles. What we have posted are the quantities that we have. So if you're thinking about one, you might want to get it now. We can't guarantee how long they'll be available, but we have the actual number. It might be off by one or something. If we start cutting, we might find an extra one, but we're certainly don't want you to get left out. And so take advantage.
All right, one last one to sew. And we'll cut these apart, and then I'll press them. Now there is a certain way to press them, and I will show you. Okay. So when you press them, so if you open it up, you have a long end and you have a short end. If the short end is looking at you, everything presses to the left. And so you're going to do that same way with both this group and this group. So you open them up, short end is facing you, and then you press both your seams going that way. What it does is when we go to put our blocks together, it's going to make everything nest. So then you get a really nice seams when you go to put it together. So I am just going to go to my iron and press every seam towards the left, making sure that that small point is pointing at me.
Good morning, Cindy. And to everyone who may be just joining us, we are doing the Aquilla table runner. Is that the name of it?
That's the name of the pattern. It's really the Hunter's Star.
Okay. So we have that this morning. And in conjunction with it, we have the brand new Hunter's Star trim tool by Creative Grids. We do have 3 fabric bundles has everything that you need to make the top of this quilt, including binding, or not quilt, but table runner. Mm-hmm. And we also have this morning kind of a special, and if you're thinking on shipping, you're getting a pretty good value today, because if you purchase that and the pattern, you are on the free shipping, and shipping mat this size is not real cheap, so you're getting a heck of a deal this morning if you purchase that cutting mat this morning.
Plus, it's pink. It's a nice size to take with you when you go to class or retreats, or just to have it sitting by your sewing machine. All right, my last one. So I have my pieces all cut. And then when this is facing towards you, everything goes off to the left. So all of my seams are going the same direction. Now I'm going to show you my trick. So what we want to do, my center is blue. So that means that my large triangle I'm sewing to it is blue. In the directions, it says, and you know I'm always looking for an easier way to do something. What it says in the directions is to fold this together, find your center. Fold this together, find your center. And then put your centers that you found together and sew. Well, here's my trick. If you have a mat that has your lines on it, what you're going to do is now with that smaller end, I am going to eye it so that small end is centered on a line. Do you see that? So here's my line. My small end, I'm eyeing it, is centered on that line. Now I'm going to take my triangle and I'm going to put it up at the top, and my point of my triangle is going to be on that line. So I'm going to come down here a little bit so I have that line. I'm centered on that line. I put my triangle on and make sure that my point is down here on the line. Now I'm centered. I'm going to pick that up. I'm going to go to my machine and I'm going to sew a 1/4 inch seam. Always trying to look for a easier way to do that, and I just saved you 2 steps. So I have then sewn a 1/4 inch seam all the way across there, and then that presses up like that. So I'm going to do that for the other 3 of the blue. So I'm going to turn it so I'm centering my short side with the line. I'm bringing in a triangle and making sure my point is on the line down at the bottom. Taking it to my machine and sewing my 1/4 inch.
Emily's wondering, where did you start to sew?
Just on the, I'll show you here a second. I started right over here, just on the outside edge, or a little ways beyond my blue. So I started over here, and then I end just a little ways beyond. So this is really what makes it easy. So I'm just eyeing it, putting it in the center, putting my triangle, making sure my point is on the line, and taking it to sew. This way, having a mat with lines is needed to do this little trick. And I'm going to do one more of my blue. Just eyeing the center, putting my triangle so I'm on the line, and sew. And then I'm going to do the same thing to my other. So I've got my background center with my points. Same way. I am going to center my small. Now this one you just pay attention to right or wrong side, because right side's together. Put on my triangle, put my point down on the line, and sew. Everyone mesmerized by my trick, or are they just watching intently?
Well, there was a few comments about that were praising you for doing that to show them a little hint to save some time.
You know, we all enjoy the sewing process, but when you can just make it a little bit faster or a little bit easier, it sure does help. All right, one more to go.
Yes, Lori, you can use AccuQuilt die to cut these.
AccuQuilt does have it's called a bob die for the Hunter Star, where it will cut out all your pieces.
But this is also a great way to do it if you don't have that cutting system, and you can end up with the same result.
Yep. All right, that was the last one. So what I'm going to do, I am just going to press this open, and then we'll sew them together, and I'll show you the genius of this. So let me press a green one and a blue one open.
Yeah, Emily, not knowing the size of your mailbox, I know what we have occasionally is if a box is bigger than what fits in our mailbox at home, they might give us a notice that you have a larger package waiting at the post office or something to that effect. So they will get the box to you.
All right, so we have a green one with our triangle and a blue one with our triangle. And what we're going to do is we're going to sew these two together. And like I said, when you press them the same way, when you go to do this, your seams are going to nest perfect where your blue and green come together. So I'm just going to sew a 1/4 inch seam all the way down.
Tammy's wondering, do you knot at the beginning and the end?
I don't.
And we do know on what you're seeing, it says a quilter's 2.5 inch strip pre-cut. It is the
The
Hunter Star trim tool. So
all right, I've sewn those together. Now what I'm going to do on this seam is I'm going to open this seam up, and I'm going to press this open. So not one end or the other side. I'm going to press this seam open when I put those two together. All right, so I pressed my seam open on the back. Now here is your magic of this trim tool. So not only does it give you the top where we cut our first pieces, now it has all of your measurements for actually trimming your block. Now up here we were on A for the size of the block that we're making. So when we're doing our block, they also have A, B, C's, and we want to look at the A. So when you're lining this up, I am putting, they call them ticks. I don't know why. But there's two ways we're lining this up. We have that center block. So you have an A and an A, which goes on your corners of your block. Can they see that? So when I'm lining this up, hard to do with the mat and the ruler. Can they see it? So I have my little A block on the corner and my little A block on the corner. It also has lines that go through it. So that's matching with my seam that I just sewed. So I'm matching my seam. I'm matching that little A block and the little A block. So I know I'm lined up right. And then I can trim off my two sides. Now I can turn my block around and lay it the exact same way. Now I have my A block, my little A block, my line going on my seam, and then I have another line now going around the edge of my block. So I have 3 different ways to check that that's lined up right. So once I have that lined up right, I'm going to trim off my other 2 sides. So there is my block. Now I'm going to quick do another one to show you how they go together. So I'm going to sew together, let's press these open. I'm going to sew these together. Having my seams nest.
Bernie, are you meaning the magnetic ones that the cat pulls off and it energizes it? If that, let me know for sure, and we can put 2 of those in your cart for you. So if you have something else in your cart, don't check out for give us a few minutes after the show and we will put those in there for you.
All right, I'm going to press my seam open. Sometimes easier said than done to get in there.
Pat says, wow, that is awesome.
See?
Lisa says, so cool.
It is like magic.
All right, we will put those in your cart for you then, Bernie. So.
All right, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to line up my little A blocks, my little ticks, and then line up my line that goes right on my seam. I'm going to cut off the 2 sides. I'm going to flip it. Do the same thing, line up those A's. Line up my seam line, and then line up my outer edge and cut off my other 2 sides. Now when you go to put, if you notice, whoops, got a bunch of stuff going on. Here is my Hunter's Star block. So when you put them together, There's 2. We'll do 2 more down here and see how it makes the star in the center. So that's how you line it up. So should I do another one? They're so fast and easy, why not? So we'll press these. Anybody else have any questions?
I'm not seeing any questions right now. Emily says this is more interesting than laundry or vacuuming.
Well, I hope so. I don't have to be very good to be more interesting than vacuuming.
And what's nice is this project will go together so fast that you will still have time to do the
For vacuuming and laundry.
Yes.
But-
Brenda says, and work.
Yeah. Well, let me just do the other one too.
So yeah, here in a little bit, we are going to go through everything that we have available this morning. Once Amy wraps this up, we'll remind everybody that today is $5 flat rate shipping, unless you purchase $25 or more, and then it is free. So that will work out great for you.
All right. I'm gonna press these seams open.
Lisa says not a good sales pitch. I probably shouldn't have brought up the vacuuming and
That you
cleaning.
still have time for
Yes,
it?
okay. But it is a very quick project, so.
It is.
So you'll have time to do other projects. Maybe would that be a better pitch, Lisa?
Or how about you sew and maybe you have your cleaning lady or husband do the laundry and the dishes.
Okay, all right.
All right.
Whatever works for everyone.
I'm gonna just do one more here. We're just lining up. Across the top. Flipping it. Doing it again.
Lisa says husband with 2 thumbs up. And Brenda says her husband does it all.
Oh, that is so nice. I'm just going to do this last one and I'll show you how the whole block looks.
In our house, we kind of share duties on the laundry. I do our washer and dryer is downstairs, so I do the washing and drying, and then I bring everything up, and Amy does the majority of the folding and hanging and all of that. So
Okay, so we have all 4 of our blocks done. Make sure to look at it so I know what way to. And there is our block. So you would just sew these 2 together, and then all together. And there's your block. Isn't that pretty? I like the purple and green, but I really like the blue and green too. Oh, just beautiful. So here's what we have for you today. First, you can get your pattern by Cut Loose Press. It's $3.99 and it's sold 100. Then we have our Hunter Star trim tool. Everything you need to make it. It shows you your block, QR code to watch a video, shows you the dimensions you can cut. When you open this up, You have all of your instructions are right inside as well. So easy to follow.
Or you can go
Watch
onto the
this video.
QR code.
QR code. All kinds of ways to do it. It's $33.99. Sold $101. Then we have some fabric bundles. So the one I did with the purple and green, you get a background of batik, and then you get this blue-green polka dot for binding. So it's $23.99, sold $102 purple. The one I did this morning, you're getting a white on white, the blue, the green polka dot, and another blue for binding. $23.99, sold $102 blue. And then I did find another colorway, which is great for spring. You get a white on white, the green and yellow birds and butterflies, which is going to be your outside border and where this blue is. And then a yellow, which is going to be where your green is, and a green butterfly for your binding. So a great, really pretty springy hunter star. So 3 different colorways. That's sold $102 green.
Some of the these colorways are getting down there. So if you do go on wait list, go ahead and check out. There's a chance it might come into your cart. Otherwise, if you want to make a different selection, you can certainly do that. But the purple looks like it might be going on wait list here shortly. So just to be aware of that.
One more, the mat. So we have our 14 by 14 inch double-sided from Quilter Select. It's a limited edition mat in pink. $23.99 for this, sold $103. And that's what we have this morning for Breakfast with Amy.
All right. Again, if you're in the area over the next week or a little over, stop in. We have the shop hop going on, for the Love of Quilting shop hop. Great way to see a lot of stores in the area, and have some chance at some great prizes too.
Absolutely. Have a wonderful Valentine's Day and a wonderful weekend. And we'll be back on Monday at 5 o'clock for Happy Hour with the Healy's.
All right. Take care, everybody.
Bye.